If you're looking for a solid hero, use Badang now before he gets nerfed. He's overpowered right now. You can use him as a roamer, but he's even better as an EXP laner because he's incredibly strong. In my opinion, he's currently the best EXP laner. If he isn't banned, first pick him right away because no one can match what he can do for the whole team. Although my win rate with Badang is currently low, that's because I've been experimenting with his build. I tried everything: attack speed, burst, and full tank builds. But so far, this is the build I like the most because it perfectly fits my playstyle. Only the first 4 items are locked in for me. The last 2 items depend on the enemy lineup. For the emblem, you should use the support emblem because it provides 10% cooldown reduction, which is essential for Badang. I also think it helps increase the shield from his second skill, making him even more durable in fights. Most Badang users probably don't build War Axe, but if you're a solo player, I suggest you do. It gives you decent damage, allowing you to secure kills on your own. War Axe is also worth it for him because of the cooldown reduction, which is crucial for Badang. Plus, the true damage helps him a lot because he lasts long in fights. It triggers true damage every time he deals damage to an enemy, and if you pair it with Thunderbelt, it becomes even more effective. But you can actually disregard that if you want, though you'll have to rely on your teammates for damage if you don't build War Axe unless your build is full damage. Which is actually good, by the way, but tank and CDR build is better. Badang's core items are Thunderbelt and Oracle. These 2 should always be in your build. If you max out your cooldown reduction, Badang's skills become super spammable, especially his second skill, which will have almost no cooldown. And for those who don't know, the maximum cooldown reduction you can use is 40%. It can only go up to 45% if you build Enchanted Talisman. Just putting this out there for those who don't know. And heroes without blink or dash skills are in big trouble against Badang. They won't be able to escape once he catches them. That's why you should use him, especially in lower ranks, since he rarely gets banned from Mythic and below. He's perfect for trapping heroes like Mia, Hanabi, and Layla. Later, I'll show you a game where I faced a Layla. You'll see that no matter how skilled the player is, if their tank isn't good, Layla becomes useless. So in this game, I was up against CC in the XP lane. I think they tried to counter Badang, but honestly, it feels like he has no counter right now. Even in my first 2 games, I faced X-Borg and Esmeralda, but they couldn't do anything either. I fast-forwarded the early game since it was pretty boring. I was just turret-hugging, waiting for my Thunderbelt. By the way, I built Thunderbelt first before getting boots so I could start stacking it right away. An early game, we were already getting crushed. The enemy Layla was snowballing hard. I even saw a comment before saying that Layla can solo carry as long as she snowballs. Alright, let's see if that's actually true. I was just focusing on stacking Thunderbelt. I didn't fight much in the early game. I only used my first skill on the enemy whenever Thunderbelt's passive was ready. You can see how Layla is destroying my teammates. Yes, her damage is insane, but her mobility is so slow. She's an easy target. She's useless once someone gets close to her. That's why saying Layla can solo carry is just nonsense. She needs a good tank to protect her properly. Even if you're as good as Kelra, if your tank is clueless, you're useless, unless the enemy is even worse. You can see how bad my teammates were. They wanted to surrender early in the game. But later, you'll understand why I said mobility is more important than damage, whether it's a solo rank game or a pro scene match. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying damage isn't important. I'm just saying mobility matters more. Because there are always people who lack comprehension and will take this the wrong way. Here, the enemy Johnson lost control and crashed into a wall. But don't worry, Layla will carry you, or so they say. I actually did that on purpose to push Layla back towards my teammates. How could they carry on their own? It's crazy that they even considered it. The fact that they brought Hanabi along just blows my mind. I was about to believe them, but then they added Hanabi to the mix.
Nope.
And saying they could crush any hero? That's just unrealistic.
Our turret has been destroyed. An
Here, I just checked the bush and Layla was hiding there pretending to be a bush. It's really effective to use Badang's first skill to check bushes, especially once Thunderbelt is stacked. You'll know if there are enemies nearby because the number of stacks you gain tells you how many enemies are there. At this point, Lord was already taking my teammates, so I just prayed for them.
Is Iki in this battle as well?
Look at what happened to Matilda here, guys. She didn't pass through the wall. I recalled before I died. Meanwhile, Layla was the one who actually ended up dying at that point. The enemy Layla was still ahead in gold at this point, but honestly, it doesn't matter if you're just going to die right away.
Anyone can make life shine.
Your team destroyed a turret.
This is exactly what I'm saying. Heroes without mobility are such easy targets. Why can't you just accept that you're relying on a strong tank? I mean, even if you get MVP, it doesn't mean you were the one who carried the team. Tanks are so underrated and they rarely get MVP, even though they make winning plays. I just did some shadow boxing here, since Layla was already dead anyway. That's the 5th time Layla died because of her lack of mobility. What's the point of having insane damage if you're already dead, right? Shout out to all the tank users out there. I know you guys don't get enough credit for what you do, just because the kills usually go to the jungler or marksman, and they think they're the ones carrying. But for me, you guys definitely deserve more credits.